Here's why I decided to put these cut-in boxes. These are below the swivel arm. The arm swivels over about there, so there's enough room to get these under there. And when I slide the TV over, the TV is going to sit over about here. I just have it swiveled out of the way for now. Okay, and I left about a 2-inch gap in here. You can make that a little less if you want. You just don't want to get so close that when you put the cover plates on, they're going to hit, or you get it too close, maybe you weaken the wall just a hair right there. You know, I wouldn't sweat it too much. You could make this a little bit wider, but you're just going to have to look at your TV wall bracket. You might not have a wall bracket kind of like the one that I put up. You might have, oops, sorry about that. See how this one looks like that? You might have a big, huge bracket that's got some different holes where you can put the cut-in boxes in between the holes or something like that. You just have to kind of read the directions, look at the back side of your TV, and all that kind of stuff before you make your determination. Okay, and I made those nice and level. I got a mark on the first one, decided where to go, and then I ran a level across there. And then I did the sides, and I actually plumbed up one of the sides. So once I got an L, then I measured off of that and transferred my lines. And then I got my gap here and measured out the other one. Ran this across here, marked it, because I didn't want to mark it. I only wanted to mark one at a time, so I didn't get any marks on the wall, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be as careful as I can, because I don't really want to have to do any touch-up paint at the end of this project. The idea is when you get all done, it looks like it was always there before and doesn't look like you did anything. That's the mark of good craftsmanship. I know you've seen one of these before. A little sheetrock saw. I'm going to use that to cut those holes out. Once you got your holes cut, I want you to check, before you start fishing wires down the wall and all that, just check and make sure that your box fits in there. If it doesn't fit, then you can take out your saw, just kind of shave a little bit more out, or the side, whatever you got to do to make sure it fits. Okay? Those fit nice. And I'm glad I used the level, because I've seen some people, they just kind of stand there and they set this up on the wall and they eyeball it, and then they try to mark the sides and stuff. I don't like to do it that way. This way I get it nice and straight. Now, before I attach this, if the box was slightly crooked, I could shave off the side of the sheetrock a little bit, and I could slide this box around. You know, the bottom over to the far left, the top over to the far right, or vice versa, or whatever, before I clamp it down. You just want to get in the habit of getting your plugs and switches and all that kind of stuff nice and straight. That's kind of one of my pet peeves. I'm getting ready to cut my wire, and I'm just going to measure this from that box up to here, let's say 5 feet, and I want it, I'll just stick out like a foot both ways. So at least a piece 7 foot long. I don't like to skimp on wire. You know, I can always trim off the edges, the ends later. 7 feet at least. So I'll measure my wire, cut that, get ready to go. It's always the easiest to fish when you're fishing a wire down. Put it from the top box on down and just let gravity do its thing. Now I got insulation in this wall. You just have to be kind of careful, and I try to keep it up against this side of the wall, or it's going to get all tangled up in the insulation. So I just kind of kept pushing it down, and pushing it down there. And what do we have here? Voila. There it is. I think you's gonna be an electrician when you grow up. I think before I make up this box, I'm just gonna, remember I gotta do another cut-in box down here. I'm gonna put that right in there. And that's gonna be where the cable is gonna come out, and then for the TV cable. Okay, for the cable TV. It's going to come out here, and then it's going to wrap around over to here, because remember there's a stud right there, so I can't just fish it down to there. I'm going to cut in a box. Before I do that, I just want to line up the bottoms. I like to have these lined up. I could take this cover plate off too, because the box doesn't come below that, but I'm just going to line it up with this one over here, figuring that this other one's going to be fairly close, you know what I mean? Let's just make it right in there. Okay, so I can plumb this up, and I'm just going to make a little mark here. I'm not going to go very far on it because I don't want to go above the box. My finger got in the way. I measure the box 2 1/4. I can just make a couple marks here. And I got that, and I can kind of line that up. And then I measure this. I don't want to measure the entire thing because these little flanges fit on the outside. Okay, so make sure you measure it on the part that's just going to fit inside the wall. 3 5/8 long. I'm going to go up there, almost 3/4. I could probably do 3/4. Just don't want to get it up too tall. You know? Now that I got those, I can just dot to dot, line this up, extend that. Look at this. Okay, there. Now I can cut that out too. I'm going to do that and get kind of cleaned up a little bit before I start making up these wires.